President Alhaj Omar Bongo Ondimba has been in power in this West African state since December 1967. And looking around Libreville, you realize he's everywhere. He has spent an estimated $75 million on his re-election campaign. And that, for an African state, is a massive amount. African elections are often remembered for the wrong reasons: violence, serial rigging, and a fierce loyalty to the politics of dynasty, where the democratic system exists to strengthen the positions of those who rule us. I landed in Gabon, West Africa, to see how this francophone country handled its elections. Was their dictator better? Their people any richer?
It's very strange being an Anglophone here in Francophone Africa. You get to realize how strong the colonial links are. I mean, if I was in an English-speaking part of Africa, yeah, for example, Sierra Leone will have their Freetown. Here I am in Gabon, which is so completely French. What do they have? They have Libreville. Basically, the same name, different languages.
You don't speak French?
No, I come from an Anglophone country. So, my Français, c'est terrible.
Nous avons le pétrole, le diamant, le manganèse, l'uranium, le fer, le bois. On a tout ce qu'il faut. Le Gabon dépasse la Libye pour la richesse.
Gabon is more than Libya.
It's rich. My question now to him is that where is all this money? I walk around Rio, I don't see money. It's not Bongo, it is entourage.
Non, c'est pas Bongo. C'est le groupe.
What about France? Does France take money from Gabon?
Il dit, est-ce que les Français bouffent le Gabon?
Non.
Oui, beaucoup. 75 pour le Gabonais lui-même.
Non, comprends. Le minimum. Non, comprends d'abord.
The debate everyone wanted to have in downtown Libreville was whether President Bongo was good for Gabon or not. Everyone acknowledged that this small West African nation, population 1.4 million people, was rich.
Il a donné l'argent à tout le monde.
Il corrupte everybody.
Alors, il y a les mendiants, les plus riches.
The most recurring factor in African politics is the longevity of our presidents. But despite the grumblings on the street, the theatre of democracy was played out in Gabon, with President Bongo facing 4 opposition candidates. And predictably, President Bongo won. Yet here, an opposition candidate, Christian Sage Maroga, was being cheered, but by Mr. Bongo's own supporters. Is this true democracy at work, or were Mr. Bongo's supporters so confident they could afford to be generous? And what's more, the opposition could say exactly what they wanted.
The system established by Mr. Bongo is based on nepotism and homosexuality.
That's a very strong charge. Yes.
But despite such charges, Mr. Bongo has friends near and far. Bill Ndumba, a Libreville businessman, took me on a boat trip.
Nous pensons d'abord que c'est le père de la nation. Cette continuité qui nous permet d'avoir la paix sans laquelle il ne peut pas y avoir.
Bill told me that Mr. Bongo was the father of the Gabonese nation, that he had brought peace and investment to the country, and there was no one else who could lead Gabon.
Et c'est ça que nous attendons.
Okay, and tell me now in English, is this a Gabonese country or is it a French country?
Écoute, Farai, non, c'est Gabonais, c'est pas français. Ouais.
Okay.
But there is serious opposition to Mr. Bongo's 38-year rule. These are the opposition supporters. I saw them campaigning at night. And what was remarkable was that these young people had a certain freedom of expression not available in many African states. In these elections, the National Union of Gabonese People were Mr. Bongo's biggest opposition. They were led by former diplomat Pierre Mombundu.
Debout pour lutter, debout pour arracher. Effectivement, nous pouvons prendre ici exemple sur Dubaï.
Mr. Mombundu's main concern was that Gabon, like Dubai, had a population of 1.4 million people, but Gabon had more oil. Yet look at the state of Gabon, he told me.
Exactement comme le Gabon.
And if Gabon was richer than Libya, had more oil than Dubai, then why were the living conditions of Gabon's poor not much improved in President Bongo's 38 years in power? It was impossible to get near Gabon's current president. But the man many consider to be the next president, his son Ali Bongo, current defense minister, was willing to talk. Is it justifiable to be in power for 38 years?
We have our own history, own culture, and we don't understand why a certain way of, thinking should be applied just to everyone.
Are we talking about democracy?
We want democracy, and democracy is good for our country. But when it comes to those questions of years in power, whatever, so we think that this is not really the issue. We have, as Gabonese people, a choice. We elect who we want to elect, and we think it's for the people to decide. It's for no one else to impose on our nation, what should be the system. We think that there's nothing more fair and democratic than elections. This is what we're doing. President Bongo has been in power, but for many years, but he has been elected and re-elected.
How many kids have you got?
We have 2 boys and one daughter, and I am pleased to say that my eldest son right now is at Eton.
Eton?
Yeah, Eton College.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So we may skip a generation and then go to an old Etonian as a president. No?
You keep coming back to to that idea.
It's very easy to view this as another African election. A man in power for 38 years, looking for another 7 years in office, thereby making him the longest serving African leader ever. But this is a country of 1.4 million people. It's extremely wealthy. And he runs it like his own village. What's wrong with that? He's managed, in that 38 years, to avoid all manner of civil wars. His country has never been in any deep political crisis. Yes, certainly, the people are denied basic freedoms. Yes, certainly, he rules it like his own little fiefdom. But at the same time, here, the axe does not closely follow the X on the ballot box. There are no shootings on the streets. People can protest, can talk about it. And at the same time, he has so much wealth that he's actually looking for new partners and to disassociate himself from France.
There will be another 7 years of Omar Bongo in Gabon. But it is not impossible for the future to go on without him.